Ohio teenager Mackenzie Shirilla was found guilty of killing her boyfriend and a friend in a fatal high-speed crash that occurred in 2022. Prosecutors claimed that Mackenzie was on a death mission at the time. She floored the gas pedal, reaching speeds of nearly 100 miles per hour before ultimately crashing into a brick wall, taking the lives of 20-year-old Dominic Russo and his 19-year-old friend Davion Flanagan. In the security camera footage, Mackenzie's car is captured racing by like a rocket and then the moment of impact. This story has drawn significant attention as the verdict was read for the young girl dubbed the Hell on Wheels. Indeed, the events unfolding from these outcomes will be etched in memory as an extraordinarily unusual murder case. The evidence presented in court indicates that Mackenzie was wearing fuzzy Prada slippers at the time of the incident and had the gas pedal fully floored. What's striking is that Mackenzie miraculously survived this horrific crash. Prosecutors claim that she had meticulously planned this event with the intention of death and suicide, even suggesting that she conducted a similar test run a few days prior. The presence of her cell phone at the crash site indicates that this incident took place in an industrial park rather than a thoroughfare. In the court in Cleveland, Ohio, the judge handed down a severe sentence to Mackenzie, emphasizing that she is the sole responsible party for this dreadful act. The court made this verdict for Dominic and Davion alone.
By Mackenzie will ripple forever in time. It's literally changed history because it's ended 2 lives. 2 young men are dead. Their deaths were horrible, terrifying, and tragic. I will say again, if any reasonable person reviews Exhibit 802, there can be no doubt in your mind what happened this night. There can be no doubt of the absolute terror of the 2 people in that car. The defendant controlled all the events. She chose the day. Specifically, she chose a day just before her 18th birthday. She chose to drive the car, the time to drive the car. She chose an obscure, previously scouted route through an industrial parkway. She chose the target to hit and the victims. She chose the means and the method to follow through. And she planned and purposefully executed the events of July 31st, 2022. The review of the evidence supports the factual finding that survives. The other deaths are still murder. There's only one person who's responsible for the pain of everyone in this room, and that person is you, Mackenzie. Nobody else is responsible. This isn't the fault of Dominic's family, or Davion's family, or your family. And I know that each of you have asked your questions to yourselves, what if? What if I had done this or that? The truth of it is, none of us can control the intentions of another. And when there is a purposeful intent to harm or kill someone, it is the perpetrator alone who bears the responsibility for the choice and the consequences and the harm that follows. The difficulty for sentencing today, honestly, is whether or not I believe you should get consecutive sentences. I'm troubled that should I give you a concurrent sentence, that people will believe that somehow I'm being disrespectful to one of the victims. And on the other hand, I have to weigh the punishment. There's a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. That won't be up to me. That will be up to the parole board, and that will be up to you to a great extent. I understand that the pain in this room wants me to impose the harshest sentence, but I don't believe that would be the appropriate sentence, because I do believe that Mackenzie will not be out in 15 years. So she's sentenced on count 2, the murder of Davion Flanagan, 15 years to life. She's sentenced on count 1, the murder of Dominic Russo, 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each other with credit for time served. I'll waive fines, fees, and costs, and your appellate counsel will be assigned. Are there any
Daily Report Center. The address of the current news.